Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Transformers haul vid. I've been bootfairing again this week, and I thought I'd show you the little bits I've picked up. I have found a few odds and ends, but mostly non-complete Transformers. Get on with the smaller parts first. First one is a Tactics figure, which is a different one from the ones I've got before, which is a Rodimus. Almost like a Rodimus Prime, but I think from, is it Armada or Energy Online? But yeah, quite a nice little figure, and quite articulated. Even the head actually can turn. So yeah, quite a nice little figure, and just adds to the other ones I've picked up. And the next part is literally just a part, but it's for a figure I don't actually have yet. But when I saw the part, I thought, well, it's worth picking up, because one day I will get the figure, and then I've at least got the accessory, which is the little jet ski and trailer for the sort of classics Bumblebee, or I think the cliff jumper version as well uses a similar little backpack, almost like wings, which this converts to. But yeah, I thought that's great, and to be fair, this was 10p, so I mean, well worth picking up. Now, most of these other bits were 10p as well. I actually managed to pick up a Cyberverse Jazz, who's actually got his rear spoiler, so I've actually got a proper complete one now, so I was quite pleased with that. And the joints are seriously tight on this, so I don't think it's been played with at all, so really pleased with that. Picked up a different Ratchet, again Cyberverse, the more sort of tan coloured sort of one with the silver and burgundy sort of detailing on. Again, 10p, not bad at all. The obligatory Bumblebee, not sure if it's the same sort of Bumblebee as I've already got, so I've got to check that out. But again, 10p, I can always sell it on at another boot fair. Getting now to bigger figures, none of them are completely sort of complete. There's odd bits missing or accessories missing. First ones, I'll show you a couple of Transformers which are Star Wars crossovers, and it's the Mace Windu Jedi Starfighter, but he's just missing his canopy and the little figure, and obviously his lightsaber weapons, but that's not too bad. I should be able to find a canopy at some point. These do come up at the boot fairs quite often, but in worse condition than this, so I might well be able to sort that out. And at least it's another Transformer. And the next one is missing the front sort of windscreen parts and whichever weapons. I think it's probably some kind of lightsaber, or it could be a handgun of some sort. But it's the TIE Bomber, sort of TIE Bomber, but it's a TIE Fighter pilot, the actual figure. But yeah, not a bad little figure, and majority of it is sort of there. As I say, it's just really the windscreen parts missing. Well, I might come across another one of these. I have seen sort of damaged ones of those before, so I might well be able to find that part. I found a movie Bone Crusher, but he's missing his weapon from the front there, what pegs in on the hull. But other than that, the actual figure side of things is actually complete, other than that sort of weapon arm. So I shall hang on to that and see if I can pick up the other part. Now, another thing which I thought was chuffed to get, and again I have actually got it in a slightly different version, but it was worth picking up the normal version because they're usually sort of a little bit harder to get. And I got a movie Jazz, and it's in great condition, other than when I finally got around to transforming it. Once I'd got it back home, he hasn't got his head, so I should keep my eye out. I'm sure I should come across another Jazz, and it's only the head that I'm lacking. The weapon side of things, I actually already did pick up a Jazz weapon, which if you look back on one of my other haul vids, I think it was, where I picked up the Dark of the Moon version with slightly opaque sort of sort of plastic to the bodywork with the Cybertronian writing on. I actually did show you the original Jazz weapon, what goes with this one, which I'd also picked up at a boot fair. So, you know, I can always add that to that. I find a head and I've got a complete one, and he was £1. So even for the fact that I can use that for parts to make a complete one is fine. Now the last of the actual sort of figures I got, which was an animated, and I believe, I haven't checked it out, this is Sentinel Prime in his animated line mode. I think he's missing a sword and a shield, so it's mainly just his weapons. The figure itself is complete. He's got his face and that underneath. Really quite a nice little figure. I have transformed it and had a look around it and that, and the robot mode's very much obviously more styled along the animated lines, so it's not quite what I go for, but to vehicle to robot mode, it's not the most complicated transformation, but it actually does work really quite well, and it's quite a nice little bot. So out of the animated line, I think that's one of the best ones I've picked up, so I'd recommend, if you see one of them going cheap, pick it up. And that was actually included in the other lots, and that was a 10p buy, so I mean, you can't really fault that. Now the last bits I picked up, and I was quite shocked to find them, especially for what I got them for. Now at boot fairs, you often, you know, you're expected to find junkers, or even if they're complete, they're loose figures. I have obviously found the odd boxed figures, which I've shown you before, but I actually found one thing which I'm a little bit, I mean, it's nice I can keep it original, but it's a little bit of a shame because Jesse Craig Collector actually sent me part of this set as a gift, and I feel a little bit guilty. He sent me his one from when he was a kid. I know he's got another complete set, but it's a little bit sort of like, it's a shame this, I didn't find this a little bit sooner. It would have saved him sending his part. But I actually found the Minicon team which makes Perceptor from the Armada line, and this is completely sealed. It's absolutely mint from brand new. So I've got the, what do they class them as, the street team. I'm trying to see where it actually said it now. Can I find it? No, I can't. I know it transforms obviously into Perceptor, and it's the main 3 Minicons from the series of Armada. No, it doesn't actually, I can't see where it actually says it, but I think it's like a street team, something like that. But mint in boxed, £1.50, so never been opened, never been touched. So as I've got the figures loose, although I am actually missing the handlebars from, which one is it, from Sure Shot, I still might leave that in packet, so, you know, a nicer display thing that I can actually keep this sealed mint in box. And with it, I also found the is it Runway Jetstorm and Sonar. So it's the Star Saber set. Again, mint in box, £1.50 for a set of Minicons. With, you know, they've got everything still in there. The comic, everything is absolutely perfect with it. The packaging is pretty much unmolested as well. So to find those at a boot fair was fantastic, and almost like at first I thought, surely not, you know, that they're all complete. Why anyone's ever brought these and then just sort of left them as a toy, maybe as a collectible, like someone like ourselves who buys them and thinks, oh well, I'll keep that for display as it is. Yeah, I can sort of understand that, but why you would then keep it for, I think these came out in 2002, so you kept it in its box for 10 years and then sold it for a lot less than you could actually sell it for online or whatever like that. So a little weird, to be fair, but I'm not knocking it because it's a great little set which I haven't actually got. So I found 2 nice mint in box Minicon sets. But anyway, that's my haul vid. I did see some other Transformers. Quite a few were missing bits, and some of them the odd person was trying to overcharge, and actually that's where the jazz came from. There was an Optimus Primal, but obviously missing bits and a little bit tatty on his chrome. A animated small Optimus and Megatron. I kind of ummed and ahed about those, but I thought the price was a bit over the top for what they were. There was a Voyager class sort of Thundercracker from the movie line, but missing his missiles and that. Although the basic figure looked reasonably complete, I've actually got that figure, so I didn't really want that. And trying to think now, there was an animated bulkhead as well, which I'm not really too fussed about picking up. And again, for what they were asking sort of like £4 or £5 a figure for a loose figure what's not even complete, so it wasn't worth picking those up. I don't think it's worth paying through the nose at a boot fair for those sorts of things. But the ironic thing was Jazz was in a box separate to them, and I picked it up and said, "Oh, how much for this?" And they went, "Oh, well, it's not a Transformer, it's just a car." And I thought, well, I know it's a Transformer, it's obvious it's a Transformer with all the joints and everything in it, but obviously, okay, it's missing its head, but it's still better for the money than what they were asking for the other bits. Saw a couple of leader class Optimuses, but missing so many bits it's not worth getting, and some of the larger sort of Bumblebees, but I'm getting a bit fed up of picking up Bumblebees, so I couldn't really be bothered to get that. What else? Oh, and there was a deluxe Sideways from the movie line, but again missing some bits, so I've already got the figure complete even with his instructions and that, so not worth picking up. And I think that was about it. I mean, I went to 3 boot fairs and all of this came from one, and I went to 2 others thinking, well, you know, this is great start to the day. This was the first boot fair. I found sort of this stuff, and I've seen the other bits sort of knocking around what I wasn't worried about, so, you know, what am I going to find at the others? Nothing. There was the odd puzzle and the odd movie annual, but nothing of any a sniff of a toy, and I couldn't believe that because they were 2 really busy boot fairs as well. So unless I'd got to them just that little bit late and somebody had already gone round and beat me to them, I don't know. But at the very least, I found some nice little odds and ends anyway. So hope you've enjoyed that little look at my latest haul. I don't know if I'm going to get a review up this week, as I won't be here all week. Well, hardly any other week, probably one evening. So if you leave any comments or anything, don't be sort of shocked that I haven't answered or that I'm ignoring anybody's comments, as it'll probably be Wednesday night before I can sort of reply to anybody. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that little look, and I shall see you again for probably a haul vid before. If I can squeeze in a review, I'll try and do a review of something. But anyway, I shall see you again. Thanks for watching.